Dear students, welcome to the fourth session of our chapter 10, the S block elements. Today, we will discuss about the second group elements, or it is named as alkaline earth metals. So, which all the elements comprise this group? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. These are the elements of group 2. And they follow after the alkali metals in the periodic table. Except beryllium, they are known as alkaline earth metals. The first element, beryllium, differs from the rest of the members and shows some diagonal relationship to the aluminium. And in which group the aluminium comes? It belongs to the 13th group. 13th group element, and 13th group also second, or the second element is there in that group. So we are saying that diagonal relationship is there for this uh, first element of the second period. So in each period we will say that there is a diagonal relationship. So here also second group, when we are taking, the first element is beryllium and it has some similar properties which is same as of the next group's second element. So here beryllium's and aluminium's properties will be a little bit similar. That's why it shows diagonal relationship. Now we will see the electronic configuration of these second group elements. As we know, the S block belongs to this second group. So the last electron enter in which orbital? It should be in the S orbital. So these elements have two electrons in the S orbital, which should be in opposite spin. And their general electronic configuration can be represented as noble gas Ns2. Why we are writing noble gas? Because all the element is having number of electrons. When you take beryllium, of course beryllium is having atomic number 4. So how many total electrons are there? 4 electrons are there. So we will write according to the Aufbau principle 1s2, 2s2. And in that outermost shell is 2s2. That is n represents 2 there. So what about this 1s2? You can write instead of that the noble gas, nearest noble gas. So 1s2 is for helium. So in that way also you can represent the electronic configuration. That's why it is mentioned noble gas Ns2. Like alkali metals, the compounds of these elements are ionic. So we can say in general S block elements give ionic bond. Let's see the configuration of the second group. First one is beryllium, and the symbol for beryllium is Be. If we write the configuration according to the Aufbau principle, it becomes 1s2, 2s2. Magnesium, Mg, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. So total 12 electrons are there. Calcium, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. Strontium, you can write the full, and it becomes 5s2, the outermost shell. Barium, when you write, you can write up to 6s2, or in short you have written here xenon 6s2. This is what the noble gas. So you don't have to write the full electrons here or the order here up to 5p. Instead of that one, C is written, and the outermost shell 6s2 is mentioned here. This is the other way to write the electronic configuration. The next one is radium, where we have written radium radon as the noble gas, and then the outermost shell 7s2. So in this, what is the peculiarity? You can see here the outermost shell is every time complete. That is, S is having the total 2 electrons with opposite spin, 2s2, 3s2, 4s2, 5s2, 6s2, and 7s2. It goes on according to the period. Now let's talk about the atomic and the ionic radii of the alkaline earth metals. So As we know that along the period, what happens? The atomic and the ionic radii decreases, and within the group, it increases due to the number of shells increased. So here also we are saying that the atomic and the ionic radius of alkaline earth metals are smaller than those of the corresponding alkali metals in the same period. Why? Because it is the first point what we said. That is, when we take the first group and the second group will be having the less atomic radius compared to the first group. So alkali metals will be higher atomic radius, having higher atomic radius compared to the second group elements. So this is the point. And it is due to what? The increased nuclear charge in these elements. Within the group, the atomic and the ionic radii increase with increase in atomic number. Next, we can see the ionization enthalpy. As we know that it is the amount of energy required to remove an electron from the isolated gaseous atom. So that energy is said to be ionization enthalpy or energy. And for alkaline earth metals, it has low ionization enthalpies due to the large size of the atoms. Since the atomic size increases down the group, their ionization enthalpy decreases. And the first ionization enthalpy of alkaline earth metals are higher than those of the corresponding group 1 or alkali metals, and it is due to their small size as compared to the corresponding alkali metal. And one more thing it is there to note, that is the second ionization enthalpy of the alkaline earth metals are smaller than those of the alkali metals. And this point, if we are keeping mind, we can do the multiple choice questions when it is asked which is having the highest or lowest second ionization enthalpy of the first or the second when it is given. So with this we can understand that alkaline earth metals ionization, that is the second ionization enthalpy, is smaller compared to the alkali metals. Now let's see the hydration enthalpy. Hydration enthalpy of alkaline earth metal ions decreases with increase in ionic size down the group, and it is given in the order beryllium 2 plus ion greater than Mg2 plus ion greater than Ca2 plus greater than Sr2 plus greater than Ba2 plus. So this order is given according to the hydration enthalpy of alkaline earth metal ions. And the enthalpy of hydration enthalpy of alkaline earth metal ions are larger than those of alkali metal ions. When you take the comparison of the two groups, alkaline earth metals are higher than the alkali metal ions. And thus the compounds of alkaline earth metals are found in hydrated form, like magnesium chloride, calcium chloride exist as MgCl2 6H2O, CaCl2 6H2O. But when you take the alkali metal salt NaCl, KCl, they do not form such type of hydrates, and it is due to the hydration enthalpy of alkaline earth metal ions which are greater compared to alkali metal ions. Now let's talk about the physical properties of alkaline earth metals. They are silvery white, lustrous, and relatively soft compared to the alkali metals. Beryllium and magnesium appear to somewhat grayish in color. The melting and the boiling point of these metals are higher than those of the corresponding alkali metals, and it is due to their smaller size. As we know that the size of alkaline earth metal is small compared to the alkali metals. Because of the low ionization enthalpy, they are strongly electropositive in nature. Calcium, strontium, and barium impart some characteristic color to the flame. As we know that the first group element and the second group elements impart color to the flame, and this happens when the electrons are excited to higher energy level, and then they have to come back in the original or the ground state with the emission of some radiation or wavelength which is in the visible region, and that color we are noticing in the flame. And here we are having the calcium with the brick red flame, strontium crimson red, and barium with apple green or pale green color to the flame. Whereas the beryllium and magnesium, they do not impart any color to the flame, and it is due to the electrons which is present in these or beryllium and magnesium. They are too strongly bound, and they strongly bound to get excited by the flame. That's why they do not impart any color to the flame. The alkaline earth metals have good electrical and thermal conductivity. That means they are good conductors of electricity and heat. Now coming to the chemical properties, let's see first the reaction with water and air. Beryllium and magnesium are kinetically inert to oxygen and water because of the formation of an oxide film on their surface. But calcium, strontium, and barium, they are readily attacked by air to form the oxides and the nitrides as they combine with the air. They also react with water to form the hydroxides. Next one reaction is towards the halogen. All the alkaline earth metals combine with halogen at different temperatures or elevated temperatures, forming their halides in the form of M plus X2. What is this M? M is any of the alkaline earth metal plus X2. X2 is what? The halogen, and we used to write F2Cl2 Br2 because it is the stable state. It reacts with this alkaline earth metal and gives you the product as Mx2. Instead of this one, if we are taking magnesium, it forms magnesium plus Cl2 gives MgCl2. So any of the alkaline earth metal when reacts with a halogen, it gives you in the form general form Mx2. Then the reaction towards the hydrogen, we can see all the elements except beryllium combine with hydrogen on heating to form their hydrides, that is MH2. Except hydrogen, except beryllium, all the other elements of the second group gives you hydride, which is in the general form MH2. Beryllium hydride, however, can be prepared by the reaction of beryllium chloride with lithium aluminium hydride. The other form of this one, that is beryllium hydride, how we can react with lithium aluminium hydride and beryllium chloride. When these two react, we will get the product as BeH2. But other all elements, when they combine with hydrogen, that is if you take magnesium Mg and it reacts with hydrogen Mg plus H2, what will be the form? Mg plus H2 gives you MgH2. This is the formation or magnesium hydride. So except beryllium, all others give in the form MH2. Next one is reaction towards the acids. Alkaline earth metals readily react with acids liberating dihydrogen. Dihydrogen means hydrogen gas. With magnesium plus 2HCl, we'll get what? MgCl2 plus H2. So whenever a alkaline earth metal reacts with an acid, it gives you the salt plus hydrogen gas. Evolution is there. Now let's see the next one as the reducing nature. Reducing nature of alkaline earth metals are strong, and they are acting as the strong reducing agents like the alkali metals, and it is indicated by large negative value of their reduction potentials. However, their reducing power is less than those of their corresponding alkali metals. So the alkali metals are more reducing agent compared to the alkaline earth metals. Next one is the reaction when the solutions in liquid ammonia is there. It's the same reaction what we are having in the first group elements. The alkaline earth metals dissolve in liquid ammonia to give you a deep blue black solution or deep blue solution forming ammoniated ions. And the general equation is given as alkaline earth metal plus dissolved in liquid ammonia. That means NH3 is there. Ammonia gives you a complex of NH3X times 2 plus the ammonia gas evolution is there. So this is what ammoniated ion formation. So these are the chemical properties of alkaline earth metals. Now we will see the uses of alkaline earth metals. Some of the uses only we are seeing. Beryllium is used in the manufacture of alloys. Copper, beryllium alloys are used in the preparation of high strength springs. Magnesium forms alloys with aluminium, zinc, manganese, tin. And the magnesium aluminium alloys are being light in mass and therefore they are used in aircraft construction. Magnesium powder and magnesium ribbon is used in the flash powders and bulbs, incendiary bombs and signals. A suspension of magnesium hydroxide in water, which we are naming it as milk of magnesia, is used as a antacid in medicine. That is, when we are having some gastric problem in the stomach, we use antacids. And in that antacid, what is there? Magnesium hydroxide in water is there. Suspension is there. That is, milk of magnesia is present. Magnesium carbonate is an ingredient of our toothpaste. Radium salts are used in the radiotherapy, like in the treatment of cancer. So these are some of the uses of alkaline earth metals. Thank you. We'll continue in the next session.